what's left of my human side. It's slowly changing in me. Will you give it to me? Looking at my own reflection, when suddenly it changes, violently it changes.
Do you really care? Do you really care at this point? Anything's better. Anything's better than Jeff Sessions. Fucking step up. You know, I watch as people lose their fucking minds on a daily basis. Like, this is what the Republican Party has become, right? People just fucking, oh my God, they're a fucking run. The place is on fucking fire. Grab the woman, grab the children. Quick, go, go, go. We gotta get the kids. Who gives a shit? Honestly, I'm at the point in the game where I just don't care. The whole fucking system can burn down at this point, and I really wouldn't give a fuck. That's my whole take on the whole thing. I just don't care. I don't care if Barr's a good guy. I don't give a shit if Barr's a bad guy. I really don't give a shit. I'm so over a lot of shit these days. I just don't care. And when I see everybody melting down, losing their minds, and going crazy, and who gives a shit? The sun's going to come out tomorrow. I promise you that. That's the one thing I do know. In some cases it might rain or snow, but you'll still wake up tomorrow. I'll guarantee you that. The world is still going to be here when we wake up. It's time to move on, everybody. All of this scare and fear, and we got to let it go, man. It's consuming people's lives. Man, I never seen people so enthralled and numb to politics as they are right now. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Fucking put the Twitter down, man. Go watch a movie. Go for a walk with your loved one. Get the fuck away from the computer, man. It's rotting your fucking brains to the point you're not going to be able to come back from what you're living. I've never seen anything like it. You know, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Get the fuck off the computers and go enjoy your lives. What is your question? As long as it pertains to something that I'm not going to get pissed off at tonight, you can probably ask it. What is your question? But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm at the point where I just don't care. I'm really at that point. I just don't care. Am I cruel for saying that? The system will fucking break before long here anyway. Does it really matter? Does it really matter? I don't care. I don't care. I'm not waiting for people to get indicted. No Democrats are going to jail. Let me go ahead, and I'm going to express to you for the last time, no Democrats are going to fucking jail. I don't care if you think fucking Santa Claus is coming with handcuffs, the Easter bunnies, they're not going to jail. Let the dream go. This is why brains are so fucked up right now. It's a hopeless cause. Come back to reality. It's much better over here. I'm telling you, if you stop worrying about these things, you will feel so much better in your lives. If you just stop worrying about the Democrats and what they're doing, you will feel so much better. Why don't people push policies for Republicans, laws for Republicans, and push is Rod Rosenstein? Rod Rosenstein's doing his job. I don't believe in the whole black hat, white hat thing much anymore. I'm kind of over that. If DC was any different, it would have changed by now. The whole fucking thing is broke. There's no two parties. And I'm going to express this again. There are no two parties. There's no such thing as Republican and Democrat. It's a uni-fucking party. I don't know how to emphasize this to people anymore. I watched them throw Steve King under the bus today. I watched them throw Steve King under the bus. Steve King's done in politics. He's done. His own party threw him under the bus. If you think there's two parties, you're kidding yourself. There's not two parties out there. There's never been two parties. It's one big party and we ain't invited. I don't know. I'm not in the White House. I couldn't tell you at this point. I just know a lot of fucked up shit goes on. That's all I can tell you. People are complaining about Barr now, but Trump picked him. I don't know. Okay, so I just don't know. There's so much, whining and crying and moaning and fucking griping, and it's at the point, who gives a fuck? Trump can't fix it. That's all I do know. Trump can't fix it alone. Trump can't fix this alone. If you think Trump is fixing this shit, good fucking luck. It's not happening. It's not in the cards, man. Trump has too much going against him. It's not going to happen. Everybody in Washington's folding like a two-tier suit, as people say, two-tier system. And, it is what it is. And Barr said this, and I thought this was very poetic of Barr, too. If we're going to talk about sound bites. Barr said, hey, look, we can't have people attacking people politically from the Department of Justice and the FBI. He said that at the hearing. And, of course, the whole crowd of Hillary Clinton's getting indicted got all upset because he said that. But he's right. He's right. They can't have that. Barr made a correct statement in that statement. And then he said, I got to let Mueller finish. He was right to say that. He's got to. He can't have political bias now. He can enforce the mandate. That's different. He can say, Mueller, you can only stick with Russia. You're not to investigate Turkey. You're not to investigate any of these other countries. You're only supposed to investigate Russia. So he can enforce the mandate and make him go by the mandate itself. That we do know. So I think that's what he was referring to in that. But he also pretty much said Jeff Sessions was a fucking moron because he didn't appoint a special counsel for Hillary Clinton. And he also said he's not going to entertain any indictments right now. He's just not going to. He's not going to. Mueller's not playing anybody. There's no secret Mueller's not a white hat. He's not a good guy. Get that out of your head, too. Mueller's one thing to do is to bring down Trump if he's had anything to do with Russia. The conspiracy theories are at an all-time high. These myths, these stupid stories that people tell you, these 50 fucking thread morons that tell you all this shit, it's nothing. So what Barr was saying was, once the Mueller investigation's to a point, he's going to release what he can. Well, I think he was, I don't know. Trump picked him, right? Trump picked him. I can't. If you have that much of a problem with Barr, and this is where I'm going to get straight with people. I'm going to get straight. If you've got that much problem with a Barr, then Trump's a fucking moron. And maybe he doesn't deserve to be in office. I don't know. Right? If people are this upset about Barr, then fucking Trump probably shouldn't be in office in your eyes. Because you got to be a fucking idiot to pick a guy twice that's going to fucking do him harm in the Attorney General's office. I mean, I'm not on board with anybody. I'm my own guy. I don't follow any of these guys. This whole thing where we have to group up and sing and hold hands, that doesn't happen. That's never going to happen with me. I don't work with anybody. Nor do I give a shit about their fucking platforms. I don't know why people think I have this whole thing where I hold other people's platforms' hands and we're all buddies and we all fucking hug on Tuesdays. I don't give a fuck about their platforms. I never have. That's their fucking business. I don't watch their shit. I don't hang out with them. We don't go out to fucking eat. We're not fucking hanging out. They're not paying my bills. I'm just saying. I'm expressing what I'm telling you. Is that we don't have any involvement at all. And there's a big thing online where people think I have these, like, I'm hanging out in these groups and, they're all, I like him. I see some of his tweets sometimes, but I don't subscribe to his shit. My biggest problem after 2016 into 2017, I started making friends. And it has fucking hurt my platform by making these friends. And I found myself pulling myself back now. And I don't have any friends anymore. I mean, I have real world friends. Don't get me wrong. I have real world friends that I consider friends on Twitter, but they don't have platforms. But as for platformers, I don't have any association to any of them, and I don't endorse their product. I don't endorse their thoughts. I don't endorse their intel. I don't endorse none of that. I just don't. It's none of my business. And like tonight, a fight broke out over some stuff that's being said. Again, I don't endorse their platforms. I would have to research the subjects that they're talking about. I would have to research, right? And I would have to come to my own conclusion whether I believe what they're talking about or not. That's the point, I think, of the whole thing. And I think people aren't doing their own looking up on things. Here's a big problem on Twitter. People are relying on other people's platforms, and they're not making their own conscious decisions. And in this age of QAnon and all of this, mumbo jumbo that goes on, nobody's looking. They're all just getting spoon-fed. So you don't know what is real, what is not, what is reality, what is unreality. Is this person telling the truth, or is this person not telling the truth? I see it go on all the time, and I see it on many platforms. There's so much lying. Like today, I watched this People printed stories about that kid from Clemson, the football player with the McDonald's. Although he said he had a good time at the White House, he didn't say the shit these pundits were saying. He even tweeted it out on his timeline. He said, I never said that. So this guy had, he showed a meme of this kid saying these things, and he never said that. So in this age of disinformation, you just have people lying on a constant basis. And then once the lie is out there, they don't correct themselves. They don't correct what they're printing. They just run with it. So what we're seeing is just disinformation. And then you saw it with Luke Rosiak today. Luke Rosiak tweets out and he says, I got a big A1 intel drop. You know who Luke Rosiak is. He works for the Daily Caller. So he says, I got this big drop on Imran A1. So everybody's excited, right? Everybody is excited, and they're like, ooh, there's a really good article coming out. And everybody thought there was something there. That motherfucker peddled his book. Got everybody excited so he could peddle his fucking book. But these are the things that are going on Twitter, right? So me and Thomas Paine have been watching lately. And this is what we see. We see people giving people false hope, false narratives, false stories, and just pushing shit out, for clicks. It's the most amazing shit I ever seen. Like we watched Jacob Wall today. Jacob Wall's like, I never ate McDonald's. You ate McDonald's. Shut the fuck up, you liar. Like your parents never shoved a fucking Happy Meal down your dumb mouth. It's like all of these people lie to get retweets. I've never seen anything like it. We're living in the biggest information that's based on disinformation. Nothing is real. All you're seeing is all fake. It's false. It's mirages on Twitter right now. I'm just appalled by the shit that goes on. And then when people are like, what do you really think, Zero? I really don't give a fuck. Honestly, I don't belong to any party right now. I'm at the point of not being with a party, whether it's Republican or Democrat. I'm kind of sitting on the fence these days, whittling a stick, kind of watching, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of whittling a stick, watching the bullshit and watching it fly by me. Just all the disinformation, all of the hoopla, the liars, the snakes, it's all a fucking joke on both sides. You're seeing it. It's the craziest shit you ever saw. And, and people are like, and I'm not a, what you call a Trump sycophant. I'm not a Trump sycophant. I think that's what pisses people off the most, is I'm not a sycophant. I'm very critical of government. There's no secret to me that I am critical of government. Always have been. If you're not critical of your government, you're a fucking sucker. And just because Trump's running the government doesn't mean every part of the government's all, hey, it's okay because Trump's name's on the front door. Fuck that. You must always be critical of your government. Always. And these days, if you question anything that has to do with the government, you're automatically, fucking, and it's getting to the point wow, in the era of whistleblower is over. I hate to say it, but that's coming to an end. You're going to see Julian Assange is going to get prosecuted. So the era of the whole whistleblower thing, that's coming to an end too. So whistleblowing's not going to be that cool anymore. You haven't seen a leak since Trump fucking plugged every leak in sight. So that's coming to an end. And there are so many people that are claiming things that they can't prove. I watch this guy do it every day, me and Thomas Paine. Here's a good one. There's a guy on Twitter. He calls himself Florida Guy. Florida Guy. You guys might know him. So this guy, he's a big-time MAGA supporter and all that. Yahoo, you know, just because you support MAGA doesn't mean you're a fucking moron. But anyway, there's this guy, Florida Guy. He gets on every day. We've been watching his account, and we laugh at it. But he puts out so much disinformation. Like he'll say something like, a head FBI official is in trouble in the administration. And he'll just write something like that, and everybody fucking retweets it. Without a verifiable link, without a source for what he's tweeting. But this is how inundated people have become with conspiracy theories and disinformation and fake news. Fake news is just not the mainstream media, ladies and gentlemen. It's all around. Fake news is becoming a $1 million business all the way around, where the biggest lie wins. You know, everyone from CNN to the guy, little guy tweeting that's building his huge account. They're all fucking lying. You know, it's like all of a sudden fake news has become the #1 resource for your information. I would say 65% of all information online right now is fake. That's really bad. That's really fucking bad when 65% of your information is fake. That's disgusting. And I see a lot of people who puff their chests and try to make themselves out to be more important. That's for a later date. But there's some people out there that are trying to make themselves out to be more important than they are. And they're not. They're not even a fucking player in the game. They just say they are. But they're fucking lying. There's so much bullshit going on right now that I'm just disgusted with the whole thing. I just like, wow, this is fucking politics. Like, he who thinks he's the fucking biggest guy on the block and has the most information, and, you know, you just watch and you go, wow, this is what the Republican Party has become. Just who's the biggest fucking pundit putting out the biggest pile of shit they can find. And that's what's going on. Whether it changes or not, I don't know. I really don't know. But all I can tell you right now is I'm sitting in the middle. I'm on the fence. You know, there was a time I wasn't even involved in politics. Pre-2016, I didn't care about politics. I didn't give a fuck about politics. I did research in other topics, and I was famous online for doing that, but I didn't care about politics. Before I was in politics, I didn't have a problem with people either. My timeline was never attacked. I never had people trying to dox me. I never had people trying to stalk me. I never got messages like I did this week on Facebook that told me to fuck off and die. I'd like to find you and fucking kill you. You know, I had all kinds of... I've never gone through my Facebook private messages because I don't use a messenger on Facebook. But for some reason, because I was banned this week, I've been bored a little bit. So I've been going through some of the things I never had a chance to go through. And as I started going through that Facebook, I was like, holy fuck, these people are fucking nuts. And then I started looking at who was messaging me, and these are fucking Republicans. These are the holier-than-thou-art Republicans that are messaging me that I should fucking die and that I wish I could kill you and shit like that. So, you know, don't tell me we don't have fucking lowlives in our party, because we most certainly do, because I had a dozen fucking Facebook messages that told me so. You know? So, you know, we're living in the era of the yeah, there's some fucking crazy people out there, man. There's some fucking nutty motherfuckers out there. There really are. And where were you banned? I was banned on Twitter. I got a 7-day ban. I was bad. I said a little troll kind of tweet, and they got me. It wasn't violent. It wasn't anything like that, but it was mean. But I did get a 7-day ban. But and people's tensions are high right now. I get that. There's a lot of people upset right now. And one of the things that are making people upset is they're starting to realize QAnon's not real. They're starting to realize it. Even the hardcore believers are now, that their armor is being chinked. Their armor is being whittled away. So we have a lot of the QAnon believers. And so when Barr said today what he said, right? You know, Barr said, look, I'm not going to be indicting people during campaign times. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, guys. And, you know, I think it upset a lot of these QAnon type people that think that there's secret indictments, that any day the cabal is going down. You know, there's a lot of people out there that believe in this shit, right? There are. They believe in it. And Barr kind of chinked a big fucking nuke up QAnon's ass today, live on the old hearings there. And now people are starting to realize, oh my God, this was all fucking fake, right? So you have all these people that are now waking up. I call this is going to be the most wake up period probably in the history of the Trump era. Is going to be over the next 5 months, because people are waking up. They know it's a fucking grift. They get it now. So they're seeing that, like, wow, this is not real. What do we do? What do we do? And how do we cope? How do we manage? And how was I such a sucker for so long? You know, and all I can tell you is welcome home. I'm not going to pick on people. I'm not going to make fun of them. Just drop your cue off at the door and come back to reality, and we'll never talk about it again. You know, but you know, you can be angry about what he said, but I think he was being practical. I think he was being practical. What do you do? Jeff Sessions is the one people should be mad at. Jeff Sessions is your guy that you really need to be angry at. He's always been the guy, because 2 years ago, Jeff Sessions had the responsibility to appoint a special counsel to Hillary Clinton. That was his responsibility. And he totally didn't want to do it. So if anybody wants to yell at, it's got nothing to do with William Barr. It's got to do with Jeff Sessions and his inability to be an effective attorney general. And it's going to come down to that. That will be written in the history books of Jeff Sessions, that he just didn't have what it took to do the job. He recused himself, and when he did that, he pretty much made it so he couldn't do anything effectively. And he then threw everything in Rod Rosenstein's lap. This guy, William Barr, is walking into a shit show. Can you imagine having to walk into this shit? His first day, he's going to walk in and be like, guys, put everything on my desk so I can go through this slop. And then he's going to go through tons of slop. His first 6 months are going to be like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? He's going to have to fire a shitload of people. You don't even understand what this is going to... This guy has no easy task. He just doesn't. He's going to have to go through that whole Department of Justice. He's going to have to find out who's politically biased, not just Democrat, but Republican as well. There's so much shit this guy's got to do. I feel kind of fucking bad for him. I kind of feel bad for anybody that's taking that fucking job right now. It's probably the worst job in government. It really is. Anybody going in there is probably walking in with their fucking head hanging down because they're like, oh my God, I got to deal with this shit. You know, and luckily the guy's done the job before. So he already has a vision of how he wants that place ran. It's not his first rodeo. Who cares if they studied Bibles together? What the fuck? Why do people care if him and his wife went to church together? I'm glad he goes to church. I'm glad. At least I know they go to church. Hey, that's a good thing, right? You know, I don't care. I don't care. I think people overread shit, you know. Oh my God, they went to church together. How fucking dare they? What kind of collusion went on inside that church? This is the most... Come on. Really? This is your gripe that they went to church together? I mean... I've heard it all, man, and I've watched all week as people have complained about a little old lady that went to church with Mueller's wife. I'm like, really? That's your biggest thing? They went to church, Bible study together? That's the best that people can come up with. That is the best. I don't get it. Like, if that's the best you got, then go ahead and show me something else, because that's not going to do it for me. That is not going to do for it. You know, because Mueller, listen. Well, even if they had been friends for 30 years, does it really matter? I told you guys a long time ago. Washington, D.C. is the most incestuous place on the planet. Everybody hangs out with everybody. I don't know why people are acting shocked. I really don't. Every time people get shocked over this, I go, wow. People, these pundits aren't explaining politics to you very well. They really aren't. People think right now, in the day and age of 2019, let me explain politics, because nobody's done this as a pundit, because they're all clickbaiting everybody. Washington, D.C. is the most incestuous, and I'm not talking brother and sister sleeping together. I'm talking about everybody hanging out with everybody. It's the most power-hungry place on the planet. It's where the top dogs go and hang out. And when William Barr ran the Department of Justice, it's no secret that Comey and both Mueller and Wray worked for him. It's a powerhouse. I don't know why people don't get this, man. It's a powerhouse. It's never going to change. These are people that are born into politics. They're born into positions of power. It's never going to change. I think people don't understand how government works. And it's sad that people don't get it. You know, it's always going to be that structure. That they don't call it Camelot for nothing. Right? Remember they used to call the White House back in the old days, they used to call it Camelot. Camelot. It means royalty. These guys are all born into it. The only way to get rid of the government that is what it is would be if a nuclear bomb went off in the middle of Washington, D.C. and fucking wiped it all out. That's the only way you're going to get a whole new crystal clear government where nobody knows anybody, is if fucking D.C. disappeared tomorrow night and everybody with it. I'm telling you. You've got to get this out of your head. Every president that takes office, they don't go into office with all new people. That's not how it works. They pick people from past administrations. It's incestuous by nature. They never. It's the same, man. Think of it like a football team. You know, the Democrats win one year, the Republicans win the next, then the Republicans win. But it's the same fucking team every time. If you think that it's going to, the power structure of D.C. does not change. And these pundits are lying to you. The only reason you know the names in politics that you know right now is because, let's just face it, Trump, it's because of Trump and all the shit that goes on with him. If we didn't have Trump and we had another guy, you wouldn't know any of these people. You wouldn't even care. You would just be like, oh, the government. You would call it the government. But you're actually getting a little more educated on government. I love it that people are getting educated. You're seeing it. But I don't think you understand the power structure of government. And that's what people are having a hard time with. And so when they see people like William Barr and Trump's main attorney now, they both worked for George Bush. Both of those guys, you know that, right? Trump's White House counsel also was a Bush guy. So what you're seeing is you're seeing that Trump is picking seasoned people. Okay, Trump's picking them. That's his choice. We can't force Trump to pick somebody else. That's his choice. He's the president, and he was elected. He was elected by the people, and he can pick who he wants, man. If he wants to pick a bum on the street to be his. I'm not saying you're all potatoes. I'm just explaining how Washington, D.C. works. You know, if Trump wants to pick a bum off the street to be his attorney general, he can. You know, and that's his business. Nobody can force Trump to do anything. Trump's his own guy. And Trump can pick who he wants. You know, if he wants William Barr, he'll take William Barr. There's nothing anybody can do about it. It doesn't matter what Barr says. When Barr went in, he met with Trump. I read a big article this morning about Barr, and I've been doing research on Barr. But Barr sat down with Trump, and he said, look, I know Robert Mueller. I know him better than anybody. I know Robert Mueller. I know he's a straight shooter. This is what he told Trump. He had a conversation, and he released everything he talked to Trump about a couple days ago. And he said, Mr. Trump, he's a straight shooter. But I'll also tell you this, Mr. Trump. I will do what is honest and I will do the right thing. He told Trump, he said, I'm not gonna fire anybody for you. I'm not gonna do anything that would be out of the that would disappoint the DOJ or embarrass the DOJ. That's what he told Trump in the interview. And he told Trump also he would not let anybody get beyond the mandate of the scope of the special counsel. He said he would handle it professionally as it's supposed to be handled. You know, and that's exactly what we want, right? That's what we ask for. We ask that this mandate be enforced. He asked that this mandate be enforced. And I don't think Trump wants it to end. Do you know what Trump really wants? And I don't think people understand this either. Here's what people don't get. I know people love defending Trump, but I think Trump wants his name cleared. That's why he doesn't want Mueller shut down. That's why he's never tweeted out, I'd love to shut this shit down. I don't think that was I think he wanted it shut down before the accusations were made. Yeah, because he was innocent, right? You know, when you're innocent and you know you're innocent, and when someone first makes an accusation against you, you then want your name cleared. You're like, no, this didn't happen. So you want it to stop immediately. But it's gone on for months and months. So Trump is now, I think, at the thought process of, no, I want my fucking name cleared. I absolutely want it cleared. And I want my name on paper to say that I'm cleared. So I think Trump is now, he's reached a different set of goals with this whole Mueller thing. It's no longer about the investigations. It's about the exoneration of the man's name, right? It's about his exoneration. So I think that's why you're seeing Trump pick seasoned people, because he wants his name cleared. He wants somebody to step up to a podium and say, look, Trump never colluded with anybody. Trump never, promised Russians anything. That's all he wants. He doesn't want special favoritism. He doesn't want any. He just wants his name cleared. And I think that's what he told William Barr. He said, look, I didn't do anything. You're going to find out that I didn't do anything. And then he's going to be like, look, and he's going to want Barr to tell the truth. That's all he wants. And I don't think that's too much to ask for. I really don't. I really don't. It's kind of crazy in this day and age in politics where people demand things. The craziness is the demanding that the public is putting upon Trump. Sessions was worthless. Sessions was the most useless attorney general to ever enter Washington, D.C. Useless. He may have been a good senator, but as an attorney general, that guy sucked. From the time he got in there to the time he left. Worst attorney general ever in the history of the United States. He will go down as the biggest dumbass to ever go in the Department of Justice. And I thought Barr handled himself well today. I mean, what did Barr? They asked him one thing. What was the one thing they asked him when I was watching part of it? They said, would you recuse yourself from the Mueller investigation? And he said, look, I wasn't on the Trump campaign. Why should I have to recuse myself? And they're like, oh, because you wrote an op-ed about how you think some of this is a kind of a witch hunt against Trump. Well, he was looking at it from a legal standpoint. He's a lawyer. That's what they do. They analyze cases, And this guy Barr, he didn't have to take this job. He makes millions of dollars in corporate America. He has to actually recuse himself from AT&T and Verizon cases because he does corporate law for both of those companies. So the first thing that William Barr says is he goes, I'll tell you what I do need to be recused from, right? So Barr took it upon himself to recuse himself from any AT&T and Verizon cases. He won't even touch them. He said, I'll recuse myself because I was their lawyer. So he's already recused himself from things he should be recused from. But he was like, nope, I'm not recusing myself from the Mueller investigation. So I was happy about that, So I like that answer. That was a perfect answer. But William Barr's made millions and millions of dollars for through corporate America. I just don't see him doing this. I just don't. And and if Trump, if he fucks over Trump, I guess we just know there's no justice in America, and we'll finally all be knowing it. So either way, one of two things is going to happen with William Barr, right? Think about it this way, and this is how I look at it. And I get I get the point of view. Some people don't like Barr and what he said today, but think of it in two ways. He is either going to help exonerate Trump, or he's going to fuck over Trump. One or the other is going to happen. Either way, we're going to fucking win. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because the ugliness in the head of the tiger will show itself, right? And America will see it. So it's a win-win situation. But I think, what are you going to do? You're not going to stop Trump from picking who he wants to pick. It just isn't going to happen. We have no say in what goes on in government. That's it. You think he's going to protect the DOJ? I think he's going to do what needs to be done. He's going to be fair. We'll find out, man. We'll find out. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not in D.C. I'm not sitting next to Trump. I'm not sitting next to Barr. I got no idea. Neither does anybody else. We don't know what he's going to do. We don't know how he's going to handle the DOJ. We just don't know. One soundbite does not make the man, right? One soundbite doesn't tell you everything. You can take sound bites from Trump and they sound awful. I mean, so you can't take one sound bite and come to one conclusion. I mean, because he said other things at the hearing that were totally different. So you can't take one sound bite. You can't take another sound bite. It's just, you just can't. You've got to look at the whole overall, what it is, right? I mean, I really don't give a shit. I'm going to be honest. I don't care. I just don't care. And at this point, I think Trump's seasoned enough as a president. He's been in this for a couple of years now. He knows how it is. Either he's too fucking dumb or he's brilliant, and we're about to find out. I'm done with the following blindly. I'm at the point where Trump is either the president we think he is, or he's a moron. It can't be both. So here we are. This is do or go time. That's all I'm saying. We are now at the point. It's either he is a brilliant man or he is a fool. You can't have it both ways. You just can't. That's not how it works. So he picked Barr. This will totally fall on him. There can't be any more making excuses for President Trump. There just can't. You just can't. At this point, it's either he's really good or he's a fucking idiot. You can't. I'm not calling him a moron. I'm just saying that either he's really smart or he's really stupid. It can't be both ways. So we're about to find out. So the naysayers that think Barr is stupid, right? That's all I'm saying. The naysayers that think Barr is stupid, we're going to find out if Barr is stupid and he's bad for Trump. Or he's going to be good for Trump, and then we're going to find out he's good for Trump. Either way, it's all going to work out in the end. We're going to get some answers. We're finally going to know what's up. But I think you can't sit around worry, and it's not going to do you any good. This guy's getting confirmed no matter what. This is your next attorney general. There's no stopping it. It's done. He's already got the job. Trump can't keep firing people either. That's not how it works. He can't go through, a dozen attorney generals. It just makes it look stupid. He's got to pick someone and just go with it. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. And then what's up with A.G. Whitaker? What's up with Whitaker? Why does Whitaker want to go talk to Congress? Why would he even entertain them? He's not going to be Attorney General. He's not going to be anything as we know of yet, right? I haven't heard any appointment he's getting. We don't know, right? I don't know But why would he agree to talk to Congress? There's no reason for him to talk to Congress. I think Whitaker stepping before them is stupid. I think it's ill-advised. And I think he should really shut up and sit down and talk to Barr before he goes and talks to them. I think this is what Barr is talking about when he's like, you know, there's no, what do they call, common sense at the Department of Justice right now. I think people throw themselves before these committees without really rationally thinking about it, or you know, really. I don't see why Whitaker would want to go before Congress. I don't see Rosenstein going before him. Why in God's green earth would he want to go talk to them? He's gonna be, you know, they're gonna be throwing gotcha questions at him. You know how these guys operate. I mean, why would he want to go and do that? I just don't get it. So I think Whitaker should be like, no, I'm good with that. You know, I just, you know how they are. They're gonna screw him over the first 5 minutes of that hearing. But hey, what do you think of Rosenstein? Do you think he's gonna make it? I call him the Teflon Rod. Nothing takes him out. Do you think Rod will remain at the DOJ when Barr gets there? That guy's outlasted everybody. What are the odds Rosenstein still has a job after Barr gets in there? I don't know. That guy's... I just don't know. That guy keeps just making it. I don't know. So I'm wondering if Rod will still be Deputy Attorney General, or if he'll take a different job, or if he'll finally be outed. He's lasted so long. I don't know, man. That guy, he's just like, the guy cannot be taken down. You know, if any book that needs to be written, it's on Rod Rosenstein. How I Stayed on Top. That should be the name of the book. I don't know how this guy has done it. I just don't. He just, every time you think he's going down, he's like Rambo. Like, nothing brings him down. He's back. Rod, how do you know Rod has a coke habit? Do you do cocaine with him? Are you doing cocaine with Rod Rosenstein, George? George is doing cocaine with Rod. I didn't know that. George, you should call the police. These are the wild shit people make up. He's doing cocaine. You doing cocaine, George? What's going on with you? These secret things I didn't know. What's going on? He is slimy. I get that. Definitely get that. Off Rod's rat dick. Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. So was I missed? I got a 7-day ban for being bad. I said mean stuff on Twitter, and Twitter told me I had to have a more healthy environment. We take our pride in a healthy environment here on Twitter. You will not engage in arguments. You will be a nice boy. So I had to be a nice boy. I got 7 days this time. They gave me 7 days hard time. 7 days. My next one, the next one's 14. The next one's a good one. You never notice his constant snorting? Trump snorts all the time, too. Does that mean he does cocaine? Trump does it, too. What does that mean when someone snorts? Like, because Trump snorts a lot, too. Would that mean he does cocaine? I'm just asking if that's is that how we measure cocaine use now? Snorts? He snorted, you're a cocaine addict. He snorted, you're a coke addict. How dare you? Yeah, I got banned. They were being mean. Not clearly as much. New job's good. New job's good. Deviated septums, yep. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah. Or allergy. All kinds of stuff. Not at 70. He wouldn't last very long. No. Hate all these liberal media outlets killing free speech. I think free speech is already gone. I think that's been gone for a while. Free speech isn't free speech. It's time to let that dream go too. That got sold down the river, you know. even by Republicans. I don't think we'll ever have real free speech in this country again. I think it's gone. I think that was given up about a year ago. I don't even bother anymore. Free speech is the way of the West. I did like Barr's take on the antitrust laws on social media. That was nice. What did you tweet to warrant a twit wall? I said Muslims like dildos. That's what I said. Yeah, that was my offending tweet. That was bad. I don't know how I got... You get banned for anything now, man. You cannot be critical or joke at all. Those days are gone. How dare you, sir, say that? And that was gone. The days of free speech are over. Like, you get banned for everything. So Barr, I don't think Barr's evil. I don't think he's going in with that in mind at all. I really don't. But, you get banned. Yeah, you get banned for anything, man. They don't care. They just take you out. Mitch is half dead and needs to start a coke habit. Yeah, I get banned for so much funny stuff. Damn, I wish I could have retweeted it. Yeah, they made me. They're so mean to me. They're so mean to me. I guess if Jack Dorsey would invite me to one of his better health meetings, I could go give him my views on social media on why you should probably stop banning people, but that's not going to happen. You know that. Isn't his wife and Mueller's wife good friends? What if they are? I don't know. Maybe his daughter will marry his son. I don't fucking know. What do I care? Again, I'm at the point I don't care. I think it's do or not do time for Trump. I mean, come on. The guy's been in it for 2 years. If he can't pick responsible people by now, I give up. Honestly, that's where I'm at. I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not gonna worry anymore. I'm not gonna. If this guy can't pick responsible people and good people, and people that are gonna do him good, that's not my problem. I'm at that point, man. At some point, it's kind of like your kid when your kid grows up, right? You gotta let him. You gotta take the training wheels off. That's where Trump is at in his presidency now. With me, his training wheels are off. It's go time. It's go time. And you can't blame Paul Ryan either. You got to blame the whole Republican Party. They could have put Paul Ryan in check. They could have squeezed Wisconsin or whatever the fuck he's from. You can't blame it all on Paul Ryan. You got to blame it on all the Republicans. You can't just blame one. I love how people get all like, well, it's all Paul Ryan's fault. It's all of them, man. Come on, they could have talked. They could have all cornered him, the whole Republican Party. They could have cornered that dickhead and said, look, you're going to vote this way, asshole. You're going to vote this way. But none of them did it. They're pussies. You can't blame just one. You got to blame the whole team. Yeah. Why is Thomas Paine being attacked? Who's attacking Thomas Paine? I don't know. Why is he being attacked? Why is Thomas being attacked? Thomas don't give a shit anyway. Thomas don't care if he gets attacked. Trust me, Thomas doesn't care. Thomas doesn't care. People attack Thomas all the time. We laugh about it. Just like people attack me all the time. I laugh about it. It's more funny than anything. I get attacked 20 times a day. I don't care. They think we care, but we don't. Sometimes we'll toy with them. Yeah, it's one big uniparty. Always going to be that way in Washington, D.C. Always. It's never going to change. It's never going to change. Anybody likes it or not. Who was Thomas getting picked on by? There you go. Look at this now. Like Thomas gives a shit. So, I'm looking to learn the ropes. Maybe get on a. Yeah, see, man, people don't know, man. Like Dan Crenshaw is going after Representative King. You know, these guys are too stupid. This is what I'm talking about, man. They're just too stupid, man. The left took Representative King's words and they twisted them, and here we are. He's getting attacked by his own party. It's disgusting. Oh, fucking, yeah. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about with our party. You know, they don't back their own people up. They throw them under the bus. You know, so Crenshaw already out of the gate attacking Stephen King because of a comment that he made that was taken out of context. You know, you see it all the time. You see it all the time. And you wonder why the Republican Party doesn't get anywhere. Ain't never going to get nowhere. I'll retweet this guy's tweet. This is rookie mistake right there. Rookie. Don't attack him. You did what they wanted. You just made the Democrats' day. Wow, you guys listen to me write a tweet. So he did a rookie mistake. Crenshaw just did a rookie mistake. He sided with the Democrats. Rule 1. Rule 1, Mr. Crenshaw. Thank God you don't represent me. But rule 1. You never take the enemy's side. You never take the enemy's side. It's best to be silent if you have something to say. It's best to shut up. It's best not to say anything at all. Mr. Crenshaw. So now Mr. Crenshaw is going to know about it. He's going to know. He's going to know, oh, what are you doing? But, you know, he's a rookie. A rookie mistake right out the gate. You know. Yeah, I do have some heavy typing, don't I? I'm a wicked. I type real loud. My keyboard, I love my keyboard. It's a really nice one. Have you guys ever heard of a company called HyperX? You guys ever heard of HyperX? Really good company. But their keys, HyperX, they have a nice keyboard, but it's made of metal. So instead of having plastic keys on my keyboard, they're metal keys. I know it sounds weird, right? So my keyboard is actually a metal keyboard, which is cool. The buttons are even metal. And I can take all the buttons off it, and it's a pretty cool keyboard. They're nice, man. And I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I think it's one of my favorite keyboards I've ever had, because the metal is just so much better. I don't know. Yeah, it's so much better. Like, it's more ergonomic. It's got a better feel. But the only thing, the sucky part is Meg hates this keyboard. Most women hate this keyboard that come in contact with this keyboard because how loud it is, and it's a loud typing keyboard. And you know how the female, the opposite sex, they don't like loud noises. I don't know why. I think it's just, I don't know. But yeah, she fucking hates this keyboard, guys. She like to beat me with it some nights. She's like, "What? I can type it." But yeah, she don't like the keyboard. I kind of have to type quiet when she comes around. I type a little quiet. Yeah, she don't like the keyboard. But yeah, I love the keyboard. Yeah. It's probably the only thing. If I had to give up my keyboard or Meg, sorry, Meg. I'm just kidding. She beats me with it. I am cucking her. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. She got to listen to this one and be like, oh, my God, he went there. My old lady is the loudest person I've ever met. Yeah, Meg can get loud, too. Yeah. Cool. It all depends. I can get loud, too, though. I mean, I think anybody can get loud. Right? Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, what else is going on? So what's everybody been doing since I've been on my ban? What's been going on? Why hasn't she thrown your chair at you yet? That bugger is loud. I told her there's a remedy for the chair. Okay, so if Meg's got a problem with my chair, she can take me down to Staples or over to, you know, I can buy a new chair. Not a problem. So if Meg's got a problem with the chair, we go get a new chair. I want one with the cup holders and all that. I want one with a cup holder and the whole 9 yards. So I'm down for a new chair. I can't help that the fucking thing squeaks. It's not much fun, I can tell you that. But, you know, yeah, WD-40. I gotta try it. I haven't tried it yet, but, you know, I'm trying to just squeak it to get a new chair. You know, I'm trying to work it for a new chair. You guys are ruining it. See, now you're telling her WD-40, so I'm not gonna get another new chair for at least a couple of years. You guys are fucking me on this. Please stop it. I'm trying to work this for all it's worth, man. Come on. You're killing my dream. What are you doing? Now she's going to see this and be like, they said WD-40. I'm like, fuck. So now I'm going to have to take WD-40 and fucking oil up the chair and all that dumb shit. Fucking test it out. And, oh, got another squeak. Chair lies, man. Doesn't work on the plastic parts. No, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't. I'm just kidding, though. I don't have any WD-40. We've been meaning to go get some, but... were you triggered by Barr saying Mueller was a great guy today? No, I wasn't. No, it didn't bother me. A lot of people have said Mueller is a great guy. He's not the only one. Ray said it too. You know, I think people overreact to the whole Mueller thing. It's only the pundits that freak out. You got to remember, man, the pundits flip out over the dumbest shit. You know? You got to take it in stride, you know. Mueller is Mueller, right? Mueller didn't start this. I think people pin too much on Mueller as well. Mueller didn't start this. James Comey, the FBI, and the Department of Justice started this. Mueller was retired when it all went down. You know, how can you blame it on Mueller? He wasn't even in government when that happened. So I think people, they overreact and they look at it from a point of view where they're not really angry at the people they're supposed to be angry at. You're supposed to be angry at like James Comey and all the other people that orchestrated all this nonsense. So I think people, because Mueller's the only one out in front and in center of the whole shit show, he's the target of the wrath of the public, right? All the Trump supporters. But the real bad guys are you know, Comey and the other guys. I don't think he's a good guy. This isn't fucking Batman and Robin, you know. I don't really subscribe to Bill Mitchell anymore. He's kind of become like a joke, you know. I mean, I find the guy a joke. He's not. He kind of fucking lost his mind in the past 3 months. I don't know what happened. I hope he seeks a little help, but you know, I saw a tweet earlier today and I couldn't believe it was fucking real. But he said something about wizards and warlocks, Dungeons and Dragons, follow this and follow that. I was fucking lost after the first 2 phrases. I was like, Jesus Christ. And someone sent it to me and I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's going on with this guy? So he's become like kind of like a sad comedy in a way. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't hate the guy. I just think it's a sad fucking comedy. Like, I couldn't believe he tweeted it. Witches and warlocks. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I quit. You know, he's funny as shit. I don't think... How can you take it serious? Like a tweet like that. I'll have to pull it up. Hold on. You guys got to see this tweet. It's the funniest shit I ever saw. I was like, wow, he actually tweeted that shit. Hold on. Let me pull this up. But I couldn't believe it. When I was sent it, I died laughing. I was like, no way he tweeted that. And they were like, yeah, he tweeted it. And I was like, wow. It was kind of funny. Hold on. Where was it? Let me pull this up here. 1 second, guys. Hold on here. Is that it? Yeah. Here it is. This is the tweet. This is this is the funniest tweet I've read all day. Some tweets will make you laugh, but this one is good. This one's a good. Couldn't believe it. But I was like, how do you decipher that? Like, I read it and I was like, what is he talking about? What is it's like the funniest tweet. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what am I looking at here? I was just like, I think people have been looking at all of this QAnon nonsense for too long, and they've just I don't know. But I saw it and I fell out of my chair almost. I was like, what is this? I don't know. I don't know, man. This is the state of, like, pundit Republicans these days. I mean, it was fucking funny. Like, all I could think of was Dungeons and Dragons, man. I was like, is this Dungeons and Dragons? What am I reading here? Because somebody sent me, and they were like, what does this mean? And I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, what is this? And so I've been left. So now I consider Bill kind of like my drunk uncle these days. He's harmless, but I don't think he's relevant anymore. I think he kind of destroyed himself, man. He kind of destroyed himself over time. So, I think Bill has lost reality. I think he's been getting too many intel drops. And it was just one time too many, man. And it's fucking jumbled his brains. Like, I can't make heads or tails out of it. Interesting that Trump calls the Mueller investigation a witch hunt. Is that code? Witches are females. They call the men warlocks. What woman could Mueller be investigating? Dum-dum. Like, dude, no, a witch hunt means back in Salem, because I'm from New England. Let me explain to you, Bill. Back during Salem, the Salem witch trials, they would hunt the witches down. And yes, most of them were females. And they would call it witch hunts. And they would kill them. They would hang them. And they were called witch hunts during the Salem witch trials, Bill. You obviously don't understand what Trump means when he says witch hunt. It's because they used to hunt witches, and they were usually, and they were innocent, they were innocent, and they were persecuted and killed. And if you're not familiar, Bill, because Trump is from the Northeast, pick up a book called The Salem Witch Trials. Give yourself a little read. You'll understand exactly what he's talking about. And then today, right, guys, I was on an old, does anybody remember the site? I was looking up Hamburger, right? I decoded Hamburger myself. And this is going to be great for you guys to see. So there's a place called cheeseburger.com. A lot of people don't know about this site. But when Trump tweeted out Hamburger, I figured out what it was today because I was doing a little research. So there's a site called cheeseburger.com. It's got memes on it before memes were really popular. And there's this cat meme with the cat that had like a mustache. It's a very, very... it's a very, cliche meme. It was one of the first memes to ever come out, actually. So there's a meme that's called I am Inspector Clouseau, and I would like an hamburger, a hamburger with cheese and make it snappy. I'm on the trail of the Pink Panther. No time to waste. And what I think Trump meant by hamburger, after I figured it out, he was fucking trolling the special counsel, because he's saying that the special counsel is Inspector Clouseau and Trump is the Pink Panther, and he's always one step ahead of him. Pretty much making a joke of the special counsel, and people didn't get what he was talking about. And then when I came across this meme, I was like, oh my God, Trump had to have at one time been on this website. It's a very, very, I tweeted it out earlier. It's called cheeseburger.com. It's one of the funniest sites, but they house memes and stuff like that. But I was like, wow, man, like that was like an epic troll, and people didn't even get it. But you would have to know like culture, I guess, in order to get what he's talking about there. But of course, the spin heads, they took it in another direction. I was like, of course they are. But Trump is he's a very funny guy, and a lot of people don't understand. The dude's funny as shit, man. And a lot of things he does is funny. It's not even that he's giving codes or anything. He's just being funny. But, you know, I think Trump does it because he knows that some people are too stupid. Right? And they'll take it in other context. That's why he does it. The left thinks he's dumb, and some of the right will go right over the fucking board. You know, maybe Barron. Yeah, you know, we don't know. It could have been a meme Barron was looking at. It was like, Dad, right hand burner. You know, he's like, this will fuck them all up, you know. You don't know what's going on in the White House. People don't, right? You know, Barron could have been sitting next to him, been like, Dad, right hand burner. And Trump is probably like, why do you want me to do that? He's like, watch what these guys do, Dad. These guys are all going to go fucking foolish over it, you know. And then Trump tweets it out, and then, you know, Barron gets on his iTablet and watches on Twitter as people have meltdowns and foolishness over it. Imagine. It'd be the funniest shit ever, man. I would love to be Barron Trump. It must be the best time. Be like, Dad, just tweet this one word wrong so I can watch all this shit and laugh. You know? He probably does it too. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end the scope here. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll sometime tomorrow. I'll be on most of the night because, you know, yeah, I'm doing a night shift. Yes, but you're probably right. It was probably Barron that talked him into that. Anyway, you can pass that around. I tweeted out the meme. I'll tweet it out on my new one too. I'll tweet it out on my other handle now that I'm on it. That way you guys can grab it. But it's on cheeseburger.com. You'll enjoy it. I'll talk